They're back. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got some more Maxx Crosby trade rumors to talk about right here on the Packers Report. I am your host, Joey Petersen. If you guys have not joined us already by hitting that sub button, I ask you to do so today. We are only 196 subs away from 1.5 thousand subscribers on the channel. We've already grown like crazy since we started doing this channel. Thanks to all of you guys. If you haven't joined us already, hit that sub button. So Sportsnaut, they put out an article where their writer put one bold prediction for every single team in the National Football League. And guess what his bold prediction was for the Green Bay Packers? You guessed it. It was trade for Maxx Crosby, a blockbuster trade, as he said. And he went on to say this: after reaching the playoffs in Jordan Love's first 2 seasons as a starter, now the Packers need to figure out how their young core can leap to the next level. Trading for a former Defensive Player of the Year finalist like Maxx Crosby could do the trick, taking the Packers from fringe contenders to a top threat in the NFC. And I really could not agree more, okay? Because I truly look at this team, and I believe that they are one defensive star away from being true top contenders, okay? I think they're honestly really even close before that. You look at who just won the Super Bowl. You played them almost the closest in their entire playoff run. That includes the Kansas City Chiefs as well. It just happened to be in the first round, okay? I couldn't agree more. The addition to Maxx Crosby meaning so much to this team, so much to this defense. And it's not every day that you have a franchise quarterback. I know it might feel like that with Green Bay having Bart Starr, having Brett Favre, having Aaron Rodgers, having those kind of quarterbacks in your franchise history. But still, it's very rare to have a guy that you truly believe in is your future. You have to take advantage of his prime years and surround him with talent, not just on the offensive side of the ball, but on the defensive side of the ball as well. I'm going to just ask you straight up: should the Packers trade for Maxx Crosby? Let me know in the comments section. Give me a yes, give me a no. I'm saying yes. Would love to know what you guys are saying in the comments section. So let's take a time machine back, okay? Let's look back at the defensive talent that Green Bay's quarterbacks have been surrounded by in years past. Let's start with Bart Starr, okay? Willie Davis, Herb Adderley, Willie Wood, 3 Hall of Famers right there. Let's go a little bit more, I guess, a little bit back to the future. Favre stars: Reggie White, Leroy Butler, Gabe Wilkins. Okay, let's go to 2010, the Super Bowl team with Aaron Rodgers, Clay Matthews, A.J. Hawk, Charles Woodson. Okay, these quarterbacks, although they were great, although they were fantastic, although they're Hall of Famers all in their own rights, they didn't do it by themselves. Okay, this defense is a great unit, but I don't know if it has a singular guy like any of the 9 that I just mentioned that have played with Starr, Favre, and Rodgers that can take over a game single-handedly, okay? It's great you have a really talented quarterback, okay? A lot of teams don't. A lot of teams are looking for what you already have, but I don't want this franchise. I can't stand by and watch this franchise waste what are prime years and not surround him with talent on the defensive side of the ball, okay? So coming up, we're going to hear a little bit from Maxx Crosby, his talks on the trade rumors, his talks on his future as a Las Vegas Raider. But before that, I got to ask you guys to hit that sub button again, okay? We bring you daily Packers videos. We got breaking news coverage, always the latest news and rumors. The best part about it, 100% free. Does not cost you a dime. You know what else doesn't cost you a dime? Hitting that sub button. So if you do so right now, you can join over 1,300 cheeseheads that are rocking with us right here on the Packers Report. So to get out of Las Vegas, I truly believe that Maxx Crosby would have to request a trade. I don't see in any way that Mark Davis or anybody in that ownership group, Tom Brady included, would just outright decide to trade Maxx Crosby themselves. They believe that he's too important of a piece moving forward to that team. Maxx Crosby recently went on Pro Football Talks podcast and says it seems as if we, meaning Las Vegas Raiders, are going in the right direction. I can't say that it is, but this is probably the most optimistic I've been in recent years. Okay, so he says that That calms a lot of people in Las Vegas down, maybe makes a lot of people in Green Bay a little bit upset because it feels like he's optimistic about the future where this team is headed. However, people just say things all the time. Athletes just say things all the time. Coaches, general managers, they just say things all the time because they know what their audience, they know what the fan base for their current team, they know what they want to hear. Okay, just because Maxx Crosby said he's optimistic about the future, I guarantee you could find an interview he did after Antonio Pierce was hired, and he would have said the exact same things. Okay, so don't lose hope over that because I still got some reasons of why it might happen. Number one, Packers need an edge rusher. Okay, they need a guy like Maxx Crosby. He's in his 5th head coach in his 7 years. Do you know how exhausting that has to be for an all-pro talent to just be wasting what he feels like are prime years of his career with an organization that just cycles through head coaches, okay? They're far away from competing. I know we probably all know a lot of delusional Raiders fans. We've got a delusional Raiders fan right here at Chat Sports. But we all know that they're very far away from competing. And the most important thing is there's no more guaranteed money on his contract. And as much as he might love being a Raider, you know what he loves more than that? Getting paid, okay? And if you look at his contract of this past year and the next 2 after it, right, he's got a $22 million base in 2025. He's a $28.2 million cap hit. Then you go to 2026, that base goes down, the cap hit goes down with it about $4 million each. So let's talk money from Green Bay's side of things, Green Bay's perspective when it comes to the dollar bills, okay? They currently are number 14 in cap space among the NFL per Spotrac, okay? That has him at $44.56 million. We talked about the other day about how the cap number is going to go up, so it's likely that that number goes up as well because the cap space is projected to go to $277 to $281 million. You still have a lot of money, okay? Even if it doesn't move, which it will, $44.56 million is a ton, especially when you take into account that if you cut ties with Jair Alexander via trade or via cut, if you do it after June 1st, you have $17 million onto that number, okay? So cutting or trading Jair after June 1st gives you $61.6 million in cap space. Nobody can look me in the eye and tell me, that's not enough, okay? The money can work, plain and simple. Now, what it's all about is, will Goody have the stones to give away 2 first-rounders? Okay, that is what we're looking at right now. That's what this is all going to depend on. Okay, let me know, comment section down below, if you were Brian Gutekunst, would you give 2 first-round picks for Maxx Crosby this year's and the next year's? Let me know by commenting down below. And honestly, guys, the draft, in my opinion, is what makes this entire thing much harder. Unfortunately, the draft is what makes this entire thing a little bit unlikely, in my opinion, because you've got it in Green Bay. And if you're the host city, in a city that doesn't necessarily host these things often, to go into that not having a first-round pick, I don't know if that's going to fly, okay? And Ken Ingalls has tweeted about this before. We've talked about it before. He said the Packers' first-round pick in 2025 almost certainly can only be dealt with Mark Murphy's unlikely approval. There's so much non-football field or so much non-field football business tied to the draft being held in Green Bay and the Packers having a pick on night 1. It is not just a general manager's decision. So you heard it there, ladies and gentlemen. The decision of whether to give a first-rounder coupled with another first-rounder most likely is not in Brian Gutekunst's hands. And if it were, I think it might happen. Okay? 2 first-round picks and a new contract for that guy. I told you it and I showed you it in the beginning of this video. Okay? Every franchise quarterback that's gone through this organization has had Hall of Fame players on the defensive side of the ball. They can't just do it by themselves. Jordan Love can't just do it by himself. He needs a guy like Mad Max on the field with him. Thanks so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure, if you guys have not already, to hit that subscribe button. We're bringing you daily news, daily rumors on your favorite team in green and gold. So join the over 1,300 members of the Green Bay Packers we got rocking with us right here on the Packers Report.